Your first clinical use is not the finish line. It's the moment your device finally enters the environment it was built for, and it begins telling you what still needs to improve. This moment can either accelerate your path to market or reveal the gaps you never caught in benchtop testing, usability labs, or simulated workflows. A successful first clinical use isn't luck, it's preparation. Start by planning the environment, the user, and the workflow with precision. Know exactly where the device will be used, who will handle it, how it integrates into the procedure, and what might compete for the clinician's attention. Observe the setup process, the handoffs, the cleaning steps, the transitions between modes or tools, and the moments where cognitive load increases. Track concrete metrics: procedure time, ease of setup, visibility, ergonomics under pressure, how intuitive the workflow feels, how often instructions must be referenced, and how the device behaves when things deviate from plan. Pay attention to error recovery. The ability to fix a misstep matters just as much as normal operation. Debrief immediately while the experience is fresh. Surgeons, nurses, techs, and reprocessing staff will remember details that disappear an hour later. Capture emotional reactions as well as technical observations. Was the device trusted? Did it slow the team down? Did it reduce fatigue? Did it create new cognitive steps that weren't obvious in testing? These insights are gold, and you only get them once. Document everything. The first clinical use feeds directly into your risk management file, your design inputs, your usability engineering report, and your instructions for use. If new hazards appear, they must be analyzed and controlled. If workflow steps were unclear, update labeling and UI. If performance deviated under real stress, adjust requirements and verify fixes. Early clinical insights are easiest to address when the design is still flexible and regulatory impact is manageable. Waiting until later makes changes slower, more expensive, and harder to justify. A well-executed first clinical use builds confidence across every stakeholder: clinicians who experience success, investors who see momentum, and regulators who expect real-world learning. It shows that your team is not just building a device, but refining a clinical tool grounded in evidence, usability, and real-world performance. At Concise Engineering, we prepare teams for this critical milestone, ensuring your device, documentation, and clinical strategy are aligned for success. When your first clinical procedure becomes a moment of trust instead of uncertainty, everything that follows becomes easier. Let's make your first clinical use a win.